The room was quiet except for the soft hum of machines. Laura Jennings stared at the glowing screen in front of her. She had worked in the Galactic Empire's control center for 5 years. But she had never seen anything like this. Something was moving fast toward Imperial space, and no sensor could identify it. No signal, no transponder, nothing. It was as if the ship did not exist. Laura rubbed her eyes. "This can't be right," she said. She called the attention of her colleague, a young officer named Simon Clark. "Simon, look at this. We're getting movement on the charts, but there is no reading on the ship. Nothing at all." Simon leaned over her shoulder. His face grew pale. "That's impossible," he said. "Every known ship in this galaxy sends out some signal. Even the old pirate vessels have signatures. How can something move like that without being detected?" "It's fast," Laura said. She typed commands into the terminal, trying to enhance the image. "Faster than anything we know. It's moving closer to the inner systems at a speed I can't calculate. And it's not obeying any known patterns of movement. Look at this trajectory. It's coming straight at us." Simon's hands shook. "Should we tell Commander Walter?" "Yes," Laura said. "He needs to see this immediately." Commander Dren Walter was a tall man with a sharp face and a voice that carried authority. He entered the control room briskly, his black uniform clean and neat. "What is happening?" he asked, scanning the room with his piercing eyes. Laura pointed at the screen. "Commander, we have a moving object approaching our space. We cannot detect its signals. We don't know what it is, where it comes from, or what technology it uses. It is faster than any ship we have, and it ignores all known physics for propulsion." Walter frowned. "Are you certain?" "Yes, sir," Laura replied. "We have triple-checked every system. It is not a ghost signal, not an error. This ship is real." Walter's face hardened. "Alert the Emperor. Send all fleet commands a full status report, and prepare every available ship to intercept. If needed, I want scans repeated on the highest frequency. We cannot allow an unknown force to reach our inner systems undetected." Laura nodded. "Yes, sir." As Walter left, Laura turned to Simon. "I don't like this," she said quietly. "Something about this ship. It feels different. It's not just unknown. It's unusual." Simon swallowed hard. Unusual is an understatement. This is terrifying. Hours passed as the Empire's fleets mobilized. Reports flooded in from the outer systems. Colonies reported strange energy readings and sudden blackouts. Communication lines flickered and failed. Every scan showed no signs of the approaching ship except for its movement. It was like a shadow gliding through space, yet enormous and solid. At a distant outpost, Officer Tanya Miller watched her console with fear. "Sir, the object has passed our scanning range, and we still cannot identify it. It is moving at an impossible speed. Our instruments cannot keep up." The commander at her post, an older man named Harold Jennings, looked grim. "Prepare the warning signals. Alert the outer colonies to be ready. We don't know what this is, but it could be dangerous." Back at the command center, Lara's hands flew over the controls. She tried every method of detection known to the Empire. She activated quantum sensors, gravimetric scans, energy phase detectors, and even particle field monitors. Nothing. The ship moved as if it were invisible. "Commander Walter," she said through the intercom, "we cannot detect any energy output. The ship passes through every type of field we can generate without affecting it in any way." Walter's voice came back tense. "Understood. I want every research team focused on this. If the Emperor decides to act, we must know everything we can about it immediately. This could be an attack, a weapon, or something else entirely." By now, the entire Empire's military network was on high alert. Civilian freighters were recalled to safe zones. Colonies began organizing shelters, even though the Imperial government refused to confirm any danger. Rumors spread quickly. Some said it was an ancient weapon, others a fleet from a distant, unknown race. Panic started to rise in the outer systems. Laura worked through the night. She drank only small amounts of water and coffee, unable to leave the console. She noticed tiny variations in the ship's movement. It did not just move in a straight line, it changed direction subtly. avoiding gravitational fields and planetary orbits as if it could anticipate the Empire's actions. Simon noticed it too. "Look at this," he said. "It's adjusting its path. It's not just fast. It's smart." Lara's eyes widened. "You mean, it has intelligence, but there is no signal, no communication?" Simon nodded. "I don't know, but it seems to know where it wants to go. It's avoiding every possible obstacle. That's not random movement. That's planning." The next morning, the Empire's leaders held an emergency council. The Emperor appeared via hologram, a glowing figure in the middle of the chamber. His face was calm, but his voice carried weight. "Report," he commanded. A vaulter stepped forward. "Your Majesty, we have detected a massive object approaching Imperial space. It emits no signals. It is faster than our ships and can evade every detection system. It approaches quickly, and its course leads toward our inner worlds." The Emperor's brow furrowed. "Impossible. Every ship has a signature. Every fleet sends transmissions. How can something move unseen?" Lara stepped forward. "Your Majesty, we do not know. We have scanned it using all known technologies. It responds to nothing. Our sensors cannot detect its energy output, its material, or even its crew. It moves like a ghost, but it is large and solid. We have no records of such technology." The Emperor remained silent for a moment. Then he said, "Prepare all defensive fleets. Move civilians to safe areas. I want this ship intercepted before it reaches the core worlds. No hesitation." "The Empire cannot allow an unknown force this close," Vaulter bowed. "Yes, Your Majesty." As the council ended, Lara felt a chill run down her spine. She had studied many threats to the Empire in her career, but nothing like this. Every plan seemed useless. The ship was approaching quickly, and no weapon, no strategy, and no fleet could predict what it would do next. She turned to Simon. "If we cannot detect it, how do we stop it?" Simon shook his head. "Maybe we can't. Maybe this is something beyond the Empire, beyond our understanding. We are just watching it come." Hours later, the first fleet arrived at the edge of Imperial space. Captain Marcus Hale commanded one of the destroyers. He was young but confident, with short brown hair and sharp green eyes. He looked at the sensor readings and felt his stomach twist. "Commander," he said to the second officer, "all readings are 0. It's like the ship is not there, except it moves." His officer, Jane Harper, frowned. "We can't lock weapons. We can't scan it. We can't even track its signature. What do we do?" Hale clenched his fists. "We wait, we watch, and we hope it doesn't decide to attack first." Back at the control center, Lara continued analyzing the approach. Every prediction she made about the ship's movement was wrong. It changed speed, direction, and even altitude in space in ways that made no sense. She began to realize something terrifying. This ship was not just a vessel. It was controlled by intelligence far beyond anything the Empire had ever known. By the end of the first day, the Empire was in full panic. Command centers buzzed with messages. Fleets moved into position, and colonies prepared for evacuation. The unknown ship was still advancing, faster than anyone could calculate, closer to the core systems with each passing hour, and somewhere in the darkness of space. It moved silently, unseen, unstoppable, and unknown. The unknown ship moved through space silently, like a shadow drifting through the stars. The fleets of the Galactic Empire scrambled to intercept it, but every attempt failed. Every scanner, every probe, every weapon seemed useless. Reports came in from all sectors. Communications were jammed, navigation sensors failed, and entire patrol ships could not even see the vessel properly. Captain Marcus Hale watched the console on his destroyer, the Orion. His green eyes were tense, scanning every readout. "All systems report 0. Nothing to track. Nothing to target," he said. He leaned back in his chair, rubbing his temples. "It's like it doesn't exist, except we can see it moving." "I don't understand it." Jane Harper, his second officer, stood beside him. "Sir, the outer colonies are reporting strange readings. Energy fluctuations, gravimetric distortions. Some say their instruments can't function at all when it passes." "We are seeing the same thing." Hale frowned. We need to report this to the command center immediately. But what do we even say? We can't hit it, we can't scan it, and we have no idea what it is? Meanwhile, in the Empire's control center, Laura Jennings monitored hundreds of incoming reports. Each one painted the same story: panic, confusion, fear. Outer colonies began to evacuate, though the government refused to declare an official threat. People whispered about an ancient weapon, a ghost fleet, or something worse. Simon Clark rushed to Lara's side. Look at this. Energy fields are collapsing near the approaching ship. Navigation systems are failing in the colonies closest to its path. People are scared, and supply lines are breaking down. Lara's face was pale. It's not just moving. It's affecting everything around it. Like it's alive. Across the Empire, the Emperor watched the situation through holographic screens. His calm voice betrayed tension. Prepare all defensive fleets. Move civilians to safety. Contact the commanders at the outer edges. I want a full report on every anomaly. This vessel must be intercepted before it reaches our core systems. Do you understand? Yes, Your Majesty, replied Commander Dren Valter. But the fleet struggled. Even the fastest ships could not match the unknown vessel. It maneuvered in ways that made no sense. At one moment, it slowed near a massive asteroid belt, almost as if observing it. The next moment, it zipped past a star system, barely affected by gravity or solar winds. In the fleet command room, Captain Hill turned to his crew. We have to try something new. If our weapons can't touch it, maybe we can learn from it. Track its movements. See if there is a pattern. There has to be a reason it moves this way. His crew worked tirelessly, mapping trajectories, measuring subtle changes in speed, and calculating potential paths. But each prediction failed. The ship moved faster or changed course unexpectedly. It was impossible to anticipate. Back on the colonies, civilians panicked. People packed their belongings into shuttles, trying to flee. Markets closed. Schools were empty. Rumors spread faster than the evacuation shuttles. Some said the ship was a human ghost vessel from lost Earth colonies. Others said it was a new enemy that could destroy entire worlds. At one colony, a small group of children watched the sky through a reinforced window. "Mom, what is that?" one boy asked. His mother, holding his hand tightly, shook her head. "I don't know, sweetie, but it's not good. We need to go." As the unknown vessel neared, an entire system lost power for several minutes. Lights went out. Communication lines went dead. When they returned, people whispered about a black shadow that moved silently across the stars. Some swore they saw lights bend around it, as if it could hide from view entirely. In the Empire's central control, the tension grew. Laura and Simon worked non-stop. "We need to understand what it is before it reaches the inner worlds," Laura said. "But everything we know about space, about ships, about propulsion, none of it applies here." Simon swallowed hard. "It's like it's alive, or like it's a human mind controlling it. Maybe it can think faster than we can even imagine. Think faster than humans?" Laura said, her voice trembling. "Maybe, but what if it is humans?" The thought struck her like a cold wind. Humans were thought to be extinct. Every record said Earth and its colonies were destroyed centuries ago. But what if this ship, this vessel, came from Earth? At the same time, Captain Hill received an unusual message on an old frequency. It was broken, faint, but understandable. A voice spoke in a language that sounded familiar. "This is the United Earth Expeditionary Vessel Horizon?" Hale froze. His mouth went dry. "Did you hear that?" he asked his crew. "Yes, sir," Jane Harper said. "It's English." Hale's hands shook slightly as he repeated the words. "Earth humans. Alive." He sent a report immediately to the Empire's Central Command. Valter and Laura listened in shock. Could it be? Humanity, thought extinct for centuries, had returned in secret. And if this was true, the ship's technology explained why nothing could stop it. Humans had advanced far beyond the Empire's current understanding. The Emperor's face remained calm in the hologram, but his eyes betrayed fear. "Humans?" he said slowly. "Are you certain?" Valter nodded. "Yes, Your Majesty. The message repeats itself. The ship identifies as Horizon, a human vessel. This is impossible. Humans are thought extinct for centuries. The Emperor's voice grew cold. Then we must be ready for anything. I want every fleet on high alert. If this vessel intends war, it will be met with force. If it is exploration, we cannot allow it to move undetected through Imperial space. We cannot risk weakness. Back aboard the Orion, Hale studied the ship as it moved closer. Sir, it's not attacking, Jane said. It's just moving. Observing, maybe. Hale nodded. Yes, and that's even more dangerous. If it wants, it could destroy us in a second. But right now, it seems curious. We need to find out why. In the outer colonies, people began to notice a strange calm. The ship did not attack, but its presence was overwhelming. Entire communication networks were silent. Some scientists reported that their instruments seemed to see the ship before it arrived. They called it a predictive effect, but none could explain it. Laura and Simon worked tirelessly to map these effects. It's like the ship knows where to be, Laura said. Like it anticipates our actions. It doesn't just travel through space, it predicts it. Simon's voice was low. Then it's not a ship. It's intelligence. And if it's intelligence, it's human. That night, fleets positioned themselves in defensive lines around key worlds. But the unknown vessel ignored them. It passed through the edge of the fleet without triggering any alarms. Not a single ship could detect a weapon lock. Not a single probe could reach it. Volter watched the feeds with a frown. If it wanted war, it could destroy half the fleet now. Yet it does nothing. Laura said quietly, maybe it doesn't want war. Maybe it's studying us, watching how we respond, testing our intelligence, not our weapons. The thought made everyone uneasy. If the ship could think faster than them, could predict their every move, then every strategy, every plan was useless. Captain Hale and Jane Harper studied the ship's trajectory. There's a pattern, Hale said slowly. It moves in a straight line toward the inner systems, but it slows near planets and stars, almost as if it is observing. Jane nodded. It's intelligent, yes, and careful, not reckless. That's a good sign maybe, but we cannot underestimate it. As the night passed, the Empire struggled to understand the impossible. Fleets were deployed, colonies evacuated, and scientists worked non-stop. But the vessel moved closer with every hour, unstoppable and silent, and somewhere within its hull, the humans aboard the Horizon watched the Empire without fear. They understood the galaxy. They understood the humans who had ruled it long ago. They would not attack yet. They would not allow tyranny to continue. The Empire did not know it yet, but the first seeds of change had arrived. The silent ship that no one could detect had brought not only curiosity, but a warning. Humanity was not gone. It had returned, and it moved through the stars with a purpose no one could yet understand. The galaxy seemed to hold its breath. Every fleet of the Galactic Empire was on high alert. But the unknown ship continued its steady approach. It moved silently, as if it knew every move of the fleets trying to stop it. Captain Marcus Hale watched from the bridge of the Orion, his heart pounding. He could not take his eyes off the black outline of the vessel. It was unlike any ship he had ever seen, smooth, reflective, and somehow alive in its movements. Jane Harper stood beside him, checking the sensor readouts. Sir, the ship is still not showing any energy signature. No engines, no shields, nothing. We still can't detect anything. Hale nodded. I know. But did you hear the message? It said, this is the United Earth Expeditionary Vessel Horizon. English, humans, alive, after all these centuries. Jane's eyes widened. Humans, but that's impossible. Earth has been gone for hundreds of years. We thought every human colony was destroyed. Hale rubbed his face. Apparently not. And if this ship is here, it explains why it is so advanced. It's humans, the technology, the speed, everything makes sense now. Humans survived. And they came back when no one expected it, back at the Empire's central control. Laura Jennings replayed the transmission again and again. Her fingers hovered over the console. If this is true, then everything we know about the galaxy is wrong. Humans were thought extinct. And now they appear, with technology beyond comprehension. Simon Clark, her colleague, spoke quietly. Maybe they aren't just survivors. Maybe they are more advanced than any race we have ever faced. Their ship can't be stopped. They can move faster than our fleets. They can avoid every scan. They're perfect. Laura swallowed hard. We have to contact them. We can't just wait. We need to know their intentions before panic spreads completely. The Empire cannot survive another unknown threat like this, Commander Drenvalter agreed. Prepare an unarmed ship. We will attempt communication. No aggression. We need answers before this becomes a war we cannot win. Captain Hale volunteered. I will lead the mission, he said. We need someone who understands ships, who can approach them safely. I'll take the Orion and try to make contact, Valter nodded. Very well. But remember, Captain, any provocation could lead to disaster. Treat this with the utmost care. Hale gathered his crew. We do not know who or what we are dealing with. Reports say humans. But their technology is far beyond us. Our goal is simple. Communicate. Observe. Do not attack unless attacked. As the Orion approached the horizon, the ship seemed to slow slightly, as if it sensed them. Hale's hands trembled slightly as he stared at the vessel. It was enormous. Far larger than any fleet cruiser. Yet elegant. The black surface reflected stars like a perfect mirror. The Orion sensors still could not read any internal structure. Then, a soft glow appeared on the horizon. A single panel opened, and a voice spoke over the Orion's communication system. It was calm, deep, and human. This is Captain Ethan Cole of the United Earth Expeditionary Vessel. Horizon. Identify yourself. Hale's breath caught. I am Captain Marcus Hale of the Galactic Empire's Orion. We mean no harm. We only seek communication. There was a long pause. Then the voice responded. You speak English. It has been a long time since any human in this region spoke this language. You are not a threat. Absolutely not, Hale said. We only wish to understand why you are here. Humanity was thought extinct. We did not expect any humans to survive. There was another pause. Then the voice said, We are here because humanity survived. We have observed the galaxy for centuries, watching empires rise and fall. Our purpose is not conquest. We seek understanding and knowledge. Hale felt a chill. You have been watching us, yes? The voice replied, We have observed the Galactic Empire for a long time. We see fear, greed, and oppression in your rule. Our mission is not to intervene. Yet we cannot ignore injustice when it spreads unchecked. The Orion crew exchanged nervous glances. Jane whispered, They know everything about us. Hale nodded. Yes, and if they wanted, they could destroy us all. But they are not attacking. Not yet. Captain Cole's voice continued. We have chosen a path of patience. Humanity survived because we learned to endure, to wait, and to act with precision. You and your empire have chosen power over wisdom. That will be your test, not ours. Laura Jennings listened to the conversation from the control center. She felt a mix of fear and awe. Humans, once thought extinct, had returned not as primitive colonists, but as a race capable of observing and judging the empire. They are testing us, she whispered, and we don't even realize it. On the Orion, Hale asked, Captain Cole, why show yourselves now? Why reveal humanity after all this time? The response was calm, almost gentle, because the galaxy has changed. There is suffering that cannot be ignored, and because we wish to make contact with those who are willing to learn, to understand, and to change. Hale nodded. We will listen. We will learn. But we cannot speak for the Empire entirely. They may react differently. They may see you as a threat. Then you must act carefully, Cole said. Our presence is not for war, but we will not allow oppression to continue unchecked. Your leaders may be unwilling to accept this. The choice will be theirs. The conversation ended, and the Horizons panel closed. The Orion crew remained silent, stunned. Jane finally spoke. Sir, they are humans, and they are incredible, far beyond anything we imagine. Hale shook his head. We need to report this, but we must also prepare. The Empire may not understand what this means, and fear could lead to disaster. Meanwhile, in the Empire's control center, Walter and Lara were already preparing. "We need to understand their intentions fully," Lara said. "They are not attacking, but they are clearly aware of us. They could destroy entire fleets if they wished." Walter rubbed his forehead. "This changes everything. Humans, alive, with technology we cannot even hope to match, and they are choosing to show themselves to us now. We must be cautious. One wrong move, and the Empire could be destroyed." The fleets remained on edge. Every commander knew the stakes. The unknown ship had revealed itself, yet it had not attacked. It had shown intelligence, restraint, and patience. For the first time, the Empire faced a force it could not control, could not predict, and could not hope to dominate. Hale returned to the Orion's observation deck. He watched the black vessel silently drifting in space, the stars reflecting off its hull. "They could destroy us in a second," he whispered, "and yet they choose not to. Why? Because they are humans, because they survived, and because they understand what power really means." Jane stood beside him. "They are judging us. Every move we make, every choice the Empire makes, they are watching." Hale nodded. "Yes, and we must be careful. Humanity has returned, and the galaxy will never be the same again." Back on the horizon, Captain Ethan Cole and Lieutenant Maria Brooks reviewed the Orion's data. "They are cautious," Maria said. "They do not understand fully, but they are willing to communicate." Cole nodded. "We have observed patience for centuries. Now it is time to make contact carefully. We do not wish to attack, but we must be prepared for anything. The Empire is strong, but it is arrogant. Arrogance will be their undoing if we are not careful." As the horizon drifted silently through space, the Empire realized the impossible. Humanity had returned, and they were not the humans anyone had expected. They were survivors, observers, and judges of the galaxy. Lara Jennings stared at the screen. Trembling, "We are not ready," she whispered. "No one is ready." Simon Clark nodded. "And yet, we cannot turn back. The moment has arrived. Humanity is here, and everything we know, everything we believe, is about to change." Captain Hale looked at the black vessel, calm and silent in the void. "We must learn from them," he said quietly, "not fear them. If we survive this, we may finally understand what it means to be human." And in the vast emptiness of space, the horizon moved forward, carrying with it the weight of centuries, the knowledge of survival, and the promise that humanity had returned not as conquerors, but as watchers of the galaxy, ready to intervene only when necessary. The Empire had been warned. They had seen the impossible and the silent. Intelligent ship continued to drift closer to the heart of their power, waiting to reveal more of what humanity had become.